Throughout the years, we've seen many styles and techniques dominate in MMA. We've seen the jiu-jitsu base, the kickboxing base, and most recently, the hugging and holding men base. You're not going anywhere. But over the last few years, the game has been shooketh. Recently, we've seen a new style emerging. A style more exciting. A style more damaging. And a style that could very well retire man-hugging forever. And that style is the Sprawl and Brawl. The Sprawl and Brawl style has been on a tear lately. We've seen fighters like Ilia Topuria, Jack Della Maddalena, and also Joshua Van implement this at the highest level. So today we will be breaking down the Sprawl and Brawl style, you know, what makes it so effective, why it only works for certain fighters, and how it's gonna free us from the pain that is Dagestani wrestlers. You know, in MMA, there is an OP build, and that OP build consists of being born in a mountainous area and wrestling your way out of the womb. And honestly, it's quite overpowered. Time and time again, we see it destroy our favorite fighters. Well, that's about to change, because upon seeing the missing mustache, you activated the Sprawl and Brawl trap card. And this is where we see the violent, beautiful style come to life. Shut the fuck up and explain what sprawling and brawling is. Now you might be asking, Shoga, what exactly is the Sprawl and Brawl style? The Sprawl and Brawl style is a style that utilizes great boxing, calf kicks, takedown defense, and scrambling to keep the fight on the feet while simultaneously gassing out your opponent and landing fight finishing damage. And now you might be saying, well, that sounds like every single striker's game plan, and especially when it comes to fighting the goblins. And that is true, but we are now seeing an evolution. These new fighters are breaking down every aspect of MMA wrestling, and slowly but surely, they are taking over every single division. One at a time, we are seeing these sprawlers and brawlers come and take the gold for their own. But what is it that makes this style so successful? And why is it better than a wrestle heavy base? Well, for starters, to be successful with this style, you need a few key things. Number one, you need to be calm and composed. You need to be composed and skilled in intense situations. If you aren't calm and you purely use muscle and strength to get back to your feet, you are only playing into a wrestler's game plan. These guys have been training like that since birth. This is where you need efficiency and fight IQ. Knowing when to explode and the dangers in each position or range is crucial for this build. It's the difference between gassing out or spending a whole round on your back like a dying turtle.
Help me, I'm on my back.
Now, not only do you need these very rare and highly skilled traits, you also need forward pressure that is relentless. And not just that, on top of that, you need respect from your opponent. And that means you need heavy power in your hands. You see, if you don't have forward pressure and you don't have power in your hands, what is stopping your opponent from coming forward and implementing their game plan? Your opponent needs to think, hey, when I just recklessly rush into range, I seem to get my face punched in. Maybe I shouldn't do that.
Fucking touch me, cunt!
And now that you know a little bit more about what you need to be successful with this style, we have to answer the last part of the question. Why is this style better than wrestling? Well, you see, if done correctly, if you do all the things I listed above, it is going to be a much more efficient and effective style over a 5-round fight. Offensively, wrestling for 5 rounds is going to gas out any human on this planet. You see, a wrestler's game is to either hold you down, land ground and pound, submit you, or cry when you scramble back to your feet. If you can actively get back to your feet, and you can land to the body, and you can land to the head, and you have 5-round cardio, you are a living nightmare in the mountains. They tell stories about you around the campfire. There he was in the 5th round, landing, ground and pound. Oh, stop, no more. Again, damage trumps control time, right? Even if you spend the round scrambling, even if you're on your back for 2 to 3 minutes, if you can make your way back to your feet and land some heavy punches, you will win the round. And in doing so, you are using much less energy and you are potentially inflicting fight-ending damage. And on top of that, there's more potential for a KO. You know, much more than you would have if you were just wrestling someone and kneeing them in the thigh.
You're like to the saw tomorrow.
JDM, Ilya, and most recently Josh Van used this style in the highest level of MMA. And you can't say this style isn't making itself known at the top of the sport. But we also have to ask the question, how long will this last? And what are the downsides to this style? Well, number one is you have to be so well-rounded. You need positional awareness, athletic scrambling, power in your hands, wall wrestling of the gods. You name it, you have to have it. Another thing to touch on is this style isn't effective at all if you're a point fighter or you have no power in your hands. Your opponent has to fear what's coming in their direction. If you plan to dance around the arena, landing jabs and only calf kicks, you will be beaten by any highly skilled wrestler. Because these shots just don't do enough to gas your opponent. And chances are they're gonna land their takedown on you over and over again. Now lastly, a big weakness when it comes to this style is that it is very one-dimensional. Obviously you don't want to be taken down. So your opponent knows you're not going to shoot back on them, meaning really they only need to watch out for your hands, maybe a knee up the middle and some calf kicks. This means you are predictable, and if you aren't highly skilled to implement your game plan, again, you're going to get smashed. One last weakness is also that they are very heavy on the front foot. All highly skilled boxers who are good at sprawling and brawling are generally heavy on that front foot. Now usually this can be covered up with great footwork or even switching stances, but even that itself leaves openings. Now lastly, who uses this well and how do they use it? The most recent guys to use this at a high level is JDM, Ilya Topuria, and Joshua Van. They all have a very similar style, all ranging in different power levels, but you never ever see them doing stupid silly footwork. They're never trying to be fancy. They all apply a constant, slow burning pressure, and as they throw out weapons, whether it's the calf kick, jab, or a feint, they're constantly cutting off the cage, tiring you out, and making reads that they'll then capitalize on later in the fight. And now the big thing with these guys is they do this fast. I'm talking round one. And that's the difference. Yes, this style is amazing and it suits them well, but the big takeaway is their fight IQ and skill level to go along with it. This style only works for a certain few people because you have to be the best of the best to implement it. All in all, guys, I'm very excited for all new MMA fighters who are coming up through the ranks, changing MMA, and it just means that us as fans are always going to have an evolving sport that's amazing to watch. Now let me know what you think of the sprawl and brawl style. Will it be able to beat wrestling? Do you enjoy watching it? And also let me know what you thought of the video. Unfortunately, my father's health has been degrading a bit lately, so there will be a break in my uploads while I visit my hometown and go see my family, and basically just spend some time with him. But guys, I'll be back soon. In the meantime, enjoy the fights on the weekend. Don't forget to slap the shit out of the like and subscribe button, and I'll see you all ASAP. Peace out.